break down here, Robert, but at the moment, looking very interesting indeed.
I mean, interesting is a nice way of framing this because if I can do a quick material count, Black has just given up a piece, right? I see 2 bishops for Black. I see 2 knights and a bishop for White. So Levon Aronian drew his first round game in the 2022 Olympiad. This is not going well either, so perhaps some early round jitters. For a, I believe, 3-time Olympiad gold medalist, he did play for Armenia. He led them to so much success. He's a national hero there, and then he did transfer federations to the United States, and he is trying to find his footing. So as we look at this position, before we do, I just want to give another shout out to Sky, Atia, and Bodana, because both of these 2 youngsters, 9 years old, they have the rooting interest of my sister. I just got a message from her saying that, for the record, she is rooting for both of the 9-year-olds. Hey Alex, thanks for watching. But to everybody who's watching at home, Levon Aronian, super grandmaster, former number 2 in the world, someone who's peaked in the 2830s in classical chess. John, he is down a piece right now, and the evaluation bar doesn't seem to have caught up to the position because there is no universe where this is equal. This is White with the advantage.
Some eval bars are more equal than others, man. I don't know. But let's ask the question that we were asking all throughout the first hour and a bit of this broadcast because we saw so many fireworks everywhere. Was this just a blunder, Robert? Or was this an attempt at a sacrifice, given we've seen them all over the playing hall this afternoon so far? What actually happened here to lead us to this position where Lev is in so much trouble?
Okay, I'm just going to go back a few turns. I don't think we have to start at the beginning. But we had this position, and that's not a knight on g7. That's, well, let's just call it a donkey. It's not usual you see a knight to be a counter. Yeah, but you don't like that. You do not want your knight where your bishop belongs. And so the next we play was knight to f5. You see the bar creeping up for White, and just quiet move c3. You think, is White playing for d4? Well, White is actually taking away the d4 square from the knight. And here Levon made the move g5. The engine absolutely hates it. He's spending more time with his little pawns and not developing his pieces. White continued with queen a4, a very direct threat against his pawn on c6. And here we see it. After queen c7, given a question mark, and I'm actually going to take that question mark off, but not because I don't think it deserves it. I think it deserves 2 question marks. The entire way Levon has played this game has been quite poor. I'm not sure if he was playing his opponent's rating rather than the moves that he was facing, but this is worthy of 2 question marks in my opinion. I'm usually the softie when it comes to how the glyphs come up, but if we just clear that for a second, the problem is that g4. Yeah, g4, John, and look what happens. If the knight were to move to h4, why not just offer a trade of knights? The issue here is the black king is in the center, right? So after knight takes, pawn takes, you see the ultimate issue when this knight lands on d6 with check. Do not keep your kings in the center of this long, especially with undeveloped pieces. If you think that's a free knight, well, thank you very much. That's a check to your king and a check to your queen. I hear you, John. You like that.
Oh, that feels like some of my game review double question mark moves, and playing out the line that would indeed be rough. Do you have to take that though? Like, are you able to keep something in the way of your king and not go down this line? Is it that forced?
It's that forced. After pawn to g4 is played in the game, if the knight move back, same thing. Let's just show again. Knight d6 check. Your king can move, so you don't have to lose the queen. But no matter where your king moves, I mean, king d8 walks into a fork, let's go up to d7. Knight takes f7 is a free pawn. e6 check at some point can also vacate a retreat square for your knight, and you can just play simple chess at this stage. The black king is out in the open and not in a good way. So you see the evaluation bar, you see the connectivity of White's pieces, all of them doing something, the black king and also the black pieces.
over for black.
Yes, indeed, and it looks like Levon Aronian also just did fatal damage to his opponent. I can't believe it, given what we saw.
No.
Yes, John, yes, this is what happens when these strong grandmasters find form. Better late than never. He wins this game because with the black pieces here, you have this outside pass pawn, and it looks like there is a checkmate coming by force against the white king.
This is unreal. If you take a look at the final position, no one is going to question Aronian is winning this. But if you show the position Aronian was in after 20-25 moves, and you compare that to the final position, you must Dini. How on earth did he do that? So we are seeing the position where, unfortunately, white resigned, but also what an incredible game from Levon Aronian, showing us why he is not just a super grandmaster, but he is world-leading group of super grandmaster as well. I kind of just want to see again. Can you bring up the analysis board and show us the position that Levon had to fight back from? Because this is wild.
Okay, I'm going to show us where he was way back when. He was here, where he is down a minor piece for just one pawn. So to win this game, it does require help from your opponent, but he hung in tough, right? He was just down a piece. The knight just got captured in F5, and this is just all the trouble in the world. And I want to show actually how the game ended as the players analyze it. It's great to see them talking to each other. It's a learning experience for Mendez, because he was playing one of the game's superstars, but he was already in some trouble. You can see that towards the end of the game, black's pawns are imposing white. His extra pawn is on a2, it's not going anywhere. Black's extra pawn, if you want to call it that, is on g4, looking very powerful. The white king running out of squares, and here rook e2 played, and this led to a forcing variation of h3 check, bringing the white king up. Rook g1, the white king is only one legal square on h4, and then a very nice move, pawn to g3, where if you don't take it, then this pawn is going to run forward and become a queen once the rook moves out the way. And if you do take it, like in the game, after rook takes, white resigns. Because let's say I make a move like rook h2, this rook simply slides back to g7, and this is what we call the ladder checkmate. One of these rooks, doesn't matter which one, is delivering the fatal blow, while the other keeps the king off the g-file.
Absolutely brutal way to finish, but very well played from Levon Aronian, taking us back from the brink to deliver a baiting attack on board 3. Incredible stuff. And normally,